What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Run with Jay channel. So today we have another shoe showdown between two top racing shoes. We have the Saucony Endorphin Pro going up against the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro. So both of these shoes are top running shoes for each of their respective companies, and we're going to put them together to see which shoe reigns supreme. So as usual, we're going to compare these shoes between 5 different categories, and they're going to be design and features, cost and value, comfort, weight, and then finally performance. And we're going to give each of these shoes a score of 1 to 5 for each of these categories, and then we're going to tally up the totals to see which shoe reigns supreme. So I want to welcome back all of my current subscribers, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. Here we talk about running, fitness, and lifestyle videos, and if you haven't, please hit that like and subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications, and let's get started. So the first category we're going to talk about is design and features. And of course, as usual, you can check out the full reviews of these shoes down in the description links below. So in terms of design and features, both of these shoes are at the top of their respective companies in terms of racing. They're probably one of the fastest shoes each company has. Starting with the Adios Pro, this shoe was just released in the summer of this year. It comes with a whole slew of new technology that, a lot of these companies are doing now. So we're, at the top, the upper, you have the Cellular Mesh, which is very light and breathable. And then in the midsole, you got the huge stack of Light Strike Pro foam, which is very light, bouncy, and responsive. Also, in between the foam, you have the carbon fiber heel plate, and then in the front, you got the carbon fiber infused rods instead of a full-length carbon fiber plate. That gives you that responsiveness while you're running, and also helps you turn over a lot quicker. So a little bit of new technology for the Adidas shoe with the infused rods compared to just all of the other companies putting in full-length carbon fiber plates. And then lastly, you have the outsole, which is pretty smooth and very thin on this shoe, but being as a performance racing shoe, I'm not surprised to see that. But if you're looking at the Saucony Endorphin Pro, this shoe is also very nice. It's super quick, super fast, and when I tested this shoe out earlier in the summer, I just fell in love with running in this shoe. It's got the upper engineered mesh, which is also very light and breathable. Also in the midsole, you got that Power Run PB foam, which is super light, responsive, and it's a very nice foam, and I really like it. As well as the outsole, which has a lot more grooves and traction compared to the Adidas Adios Pro. The bottom, it looks like you won't have any trouble slipping or anything like that. And then in the middle sandwich, then you got the S-curved carbon fiber plate, which is unique to Saucony. But other than that, this shoe is, does exactly what it's meant to do. It's good for racing. It's fast, it's quick, and it's very comfortable. It's probably one of my favorite racing shoes of this year. So in terms of performance and design, both of these shoes look great. I really like the neon hues and colors that both companies are using. I especially like the Saucony Pro. They give you 2 laces that you can choose from, the neon green and the white ones. And the Adidas Adios Pro with that, the signal coral color looks really nice and, flashy, and you can see these shoes from like miles away. And then currently Saucony also has one of those neon glow in the dark colors that are being released, like these super bright orange and yellow, so you can check those out online as well. So both of these shoes look really nice, and I really like the direction that these companies are taking to make their shoes stand out from every other shoes that's out there. So for design and features, both of these shoes get a score of 5 for me. So the next category we're going to look at is cost and value. So there isn't much to distinguish these two shoes in terms of cost and value. Both of these shoes are priced at $200 retail, and they're pretty much in line with other competitors as well, like Brooks, Asics. They all have their top of the line racing shoes at around $200. So cost and value, these are the same. In terms of what you're getting the best of the technology for each of the brands. You know, you got the carbon infused rods and the forefoot for the Adidas shoe, and then Saucony got the PWR PB Run foam, which is very nice. And you know, both of these shoes have been tested by tons of elite athletes, you know, who've run in miles and miles, and they've done years of research in finally creating this shoe. So I give both of these shoes a score of 4.5 in terms of cost and value. So after 2 rounds, both of these shoes are tied with a score of 9.5. And the next category we're going to look at is comfort. So in terms of comfort, both of these shoes are very comfortable, and they both also have about the same offset, about 8 millimeters. The Adios Pro definitely has the higher heel with about 39 millimeters compared to the Saucony at about 33. However, when you're stepping and running in these shoes, you can definitely feel the comfort. Both of these shoes have a lot of foam, especially the Adios Pro. So when you're running as well, the cushion and the foam for both of these shoes are very responsive. They're lightweight, and I felt very comfortable running in both of these shoes. The Light Strike Pro foam is definitely Adidas's new foam, and it's super lightweight, responsive, and I really like the foam, and it's definitely a step up from the regular Light Strike foam. The Saucony PWR Power Run foam is definitely very nice. I just, I fell in love running in this shoe. It's just so comfortable. It's just so snappy and responsive. And I think that foam is a little bit better in terms of responsiveness compared to the Adios Pro. However, both of these shoes are very good and very comfortable indeed. So I'm going to give a score of 5 to both of these shoes in terms of comfort. So after 3 rounds, both of these shoes are still tied with a score of 14.5. The next category we're going to look at is weight. In terms of weight, there's not much that separates both of these shoes. So there's about a point, maybe 4 or 5 ounce difference between these two shoes. The Saucony Endorphin Pro weighs at about 7.6 ounces. For a size 9, while the Adios Pro weighs at about 7.9. So very small, significant weight difference. But however, when you're running in these shoes, you can definitely feel that one is lighter than the other for some reason. I love the Saucony Endorphin Pro while I'm running in it. It's just quick, snappy, keeps you on your toes. It makes you keep on going. It's just so comfortable, and I wasn't even thinking about the shoe. On the other hand, you have the Adios Pro. I mean, it's nice, it's lightweight. I felt comfortable running in it. However, I just felt sometimes the shoe was sluggish, and it wasn't, as quick as I expected. Even with the carbon infused rods, which sometimes, pokes out of the foam and hits your toes, which is a interesting feeling to say the least. I'm not used to it yet, but maybe after more miles, it might be something that feels normal to me. So overall, in terms of the score for weight, I would give the Saucony Endorphin Pro a score of 4.5, while the Adios Pro gets a score of a 4. So after 4 rounds, the Saucony Endorphin Pro has taken a slight lead over the Adios Pro with a score of 19 to 18.5. The final round to decide it all will be performance. So in terms of performance, both of these shoes perform at the highest level. They are the best running shoes for each of the brands respectively. The Adios Pro you've seen in recent London marathons come in the top 5 with runners. Saucony Endorphin Pro as well. You've seen many elite athletes on the men and women's side using this shoe, and it's been proven that this shoe is quick, and reviews all over the online and from people that have tested these shoes, both give these shoes great reviews, especially the Saucony Endorphin Pro. It's one of my favorite shoes of 2020 and one of my alternate options for the Nike Vaporfly. It's probably one of the closest shoes I've ever tested to coming close to the Vaporfly, even though the Adios Pro is newer with newer technology, and they've definitely done a great job with the new Light Strike Pro foam. However, I feel like the Saucony Endorphin Pro is still the only shoe that has come close to touching the Vaporfly Next Percent in terms of quickness and lightweight and just overall performance in terms of a racing shoe. So these shoes definitely perform very well, and you'll be happy with running in any of these shoes, and they are both great options for racing. So in terms of performance, I would give both of these shoes a score of a 5. So the scores are in, and we have a winner. So the winner for this shoe showdown goes to the Saucony Endorphin Pro that just barely edges out the Adios Pro with a score of 24 to 23.5. So this showdown was very close. Both of these shoes are great shoes. They're, top of the line for both brands, and they're all chasing, that Nike Vaporfly Next Percent in terms of the crown for the best running shoe. And I think, as time goes by, we're getting closer and closer to seeing brands catching up to Nike. And, the Endorphin Pro wins by a slight, advantage. And that is the shoe that I actually prefer over the Adios Pro. Even though the Endorphin Pro came out earlier, this shoe was, it's just one of my favorite shoes to run in. I use it sometimes for tempo and fast-paced runs. It's just so comfortable, and it's just a delight to run in. As soon as I tested it, the first time I ran in the shoe, I just fell in love. It's just such a comfortable, quick turnover shoe. It's just got enough on the upper where it's not weighing you down. And it's just hard to describe, but it's just a great shoe to run in, and it's one of my favorite alternatives to the Vaporfly Next Percent. The Adios Pro is a great shoe as well. It might, my personal opinion, might be good for other people that likes the new technology like the carbon infused rods and the carbon fiber heel plate. The Light Stripe Pro Foam is definitely nice. Some people might prefer this shoe over the Endorphin Pro, but to me, I feel like the Endorphin Pro feels less sluggish. It has exactly what it needs, and it gives you that quick turnover. It makes you want to keep on running fast. So the Adios Pro, I'm not going to take anything away from that shoe. Some people will love it, and some people might not like it. It weighs a tiny bit more than the Endorphin Pro, but you'll be happy. Most people will be happy running in the Adios Pro as well. So both great options for racing shoes or even fast running tempo shoes. However, in my opinion, I would go with the Endorphin Pro over the Adios Pro. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know down below if you think the Adios Pro is a better shoe. A lot of these things come down to personal opinion. So some people might not like, the style of a shoe or the comfort or the color or, the design of the shoe compared to the other. To me, I look at, it's just when you're running in a shoe, you just kind of know if this is a shoe for you or not. It's hard to just base off someone's opinion. If for me, if you have the opportunity to try on both of these shoes, I would definitely do it to just get the feeling for yourself. Opinions from online and reviews definitely matter, make a difference. However, nothing beats, trying the shoe on yourself. So in my opinion, I would definitely just go choose the Endorphin Pro for my alternate racing shoe. However, I would still choose the Vaporfly Next Percent as my primary racing shoe, as there's still not a shoe out there that I believe comes or dethrones the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent in terms of racing. So, however, companies are coming a long way, so we're almost there. If you guys have any other comments, feedback, or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. Hope you guys are doing great and you're staying safe, and I'll talk to you guys on another Shoe Showdown.